It's difficult for me to watch. I mean, it's cathartic, and it's difficult and it's painful because I do feel the pain of the loss of 3 lives that were at my event.
Well, the motivational speaker behind the infamous Sedona Sweat Lodge deaths heads to court, and he talked with us in a one-on-one yesterday as he fights to restore his civil rights and get his conviction set aside. Ray was sentenced to 2 years in the deaths of 3 people at a sweat lodge ceremony near Sedona 8 years ago. Relatives of those victims were at today's court hearing to push back, and Donna Rossi was there and shows us what happened.
James Ray painted himself as one of the victims of the Sedona Sweat Lodge deaths. He said he's paid his price and should be allowed to have his convictions set aside. But after hearing strong opposition from surviving family members, the judge denied his request.
George and Ginny Brown, parents of Sweat Lodge victim Kirby Brown, left the court pleased with the judge's decision not to set aside Ray's convictions for negligent homicide.
He deserves a second chance, but not in this industry where he doesn't understand that what he did caused death.
During the hearing, Ray told the judge he wanted the set aside because without it, his international travel is restricted, and that is limiting his ability to rebuild his self-help business.
It will help me, however, in some countries, and it will help in Canada.
One after one, family members of Kirby Brown and James Shore begged the judge not to erase Ray's convictions because they believe he would twist the facts of what happened and use it to his financial benefit.
James Ray wants to erase his conviction so he can deceive and endanger others and continue on.
Despite what he says, that he's learning new ways to help people, he's learning new ways to make money.
In the end, the judge denied Ray's request, only saying not enough time had passed since his release from prison. A minute victory for the victims' families, but they are still outraged by the fact that Ray refuses to take responsibility for his actions.
I didn't kill him either. Look at the conviction is negligence.
He's responsible for what happened in Sedona. He's not the victim here. So to paint himself that way is so incredibly egregious to us.
The judge did restore Ray's civil rights, except his right to carry a gun. He can wait for a while and file in the future to have his convictions set aside again. But if he does that, the family members say they will be back here to fight it again. In Cottonwood, Donna Rossi, 3TV.
Donna, thank you.